Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today I've got something new to show you and something old to show you. So I got these in the Happy Mail a little while ago, not too long ago, and I want to do them. I want to try them. So I'm going to be picking out some fall-like colors for these, and we'll see how they go. I don't want to do like red because that's what you would expect in a heart, right? So we'll do red during Valentine's Day. But let's do these little trays. I think they're like trays in some fall colors. And Elizabeth has a lot on order with me right now. Excuse me. She wants the 2 dragons. She wants the beehive jar. She wants the Highland cow. I just did the unicorn for her. And there was something else she wanted. I don't remember offhand. So I'm going to work through them over the next period of days. I'm going to probably do one at a time because I want to get to all these amazing molds you guys are sending me. And this is on the list. And I have some glass eyes I'm going to attempt on this one. So I could see through this mold with no problem. And these eyes, I didn't measure them. I'll have to get you a measurement. I don't know what size they are. Seem to fit in that hole. So we'll see what happens. If not, then I'll redo it for her. No big deal. Or I'll just paint over them because I was going to paint them in the first place. But before that, I have some Happy Mail today. And I got a card. Well, Don got a card. Look at this gorgeous handmade card. You guys are so talented. You have way more talents than I do. I just don't have, I would love to do this stuff. I don't have time to do this stuff, but I love it. And when we opened it, this is the first thing we saw. And I'm like, hey, hon, you got some mail. He cracked up laughing. He's not here right now or he would be telling you himself. Look at what she sent him. She sent Don $500 and she didn't even want a project from him for it. Isn't that the coolest thing? That is hilarious. $500 United States of America. That is so funny. This is awesome. It was so funny. You should have been there. So it says, let's see. Dear Don and Michelle, just a note to say thank you for sharing your knowledge and insights. I watch you every day and always get a smile from the two of you. With all that's going on in the world, it's nice to have something to watch that is just filled with fun and joy. Big hugs, Susie in, I think it says Northern California. Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate comments like that. It's what makes us keep going. Like, if we're trying to make a difference in the world and get our minds off of this insane world we live in, that's our goal, is to point you in the right direction. And the card did say yes, I could read it. And then that was so funny, Susie. Oh my gosh, he's gonna hang that up probably near where he works. And I also got a mold, and this one is from Tammy Hodgin. I hope I'm saying that right. I love watching your videos. I've learned so much. Thanks for sharing all that you know. And she sent me the Santa mold. It's like a jar, of course a jar. I love jars. Oops, there's his face and his scarf right here, so they're gonna meet there. So there is a Santa mold to go with all the ones. Is it Santa or is it a snowman? It might be a snowman. Might be a snowman Santa. I can't tell. It's either a Santa or a snowman, and I don't have that other sheet with me at the moment. But I guess it would be good to know before I poured it what it is. So I will figure that out. So thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate you so much. Now, the other day I showed you that somebody sent me chrome powders in the mail. I thought it was one of you. No, it wasn't. I totally forgot. Let's Resin sent that to me. And they reminded me that these are their new colors. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot you said you were getting new colors. So they sent me a whole package. And I want to show you the new colors. They're very exciting. So first off, they have black. They never had black before. I have the old set here, which we love. We just love them, but there's no black. So they put a black chrome powder in. So we'll have to try that in something. So I'm gonna go through some of these colors that are not in the original box. This one is copper, which they did not have. And they did not have bronze. So there's 2 metallics right in there. They have silver. I think it's... Yes, they call it silver, and then the other one was the holographic silver in the old batch. So this is just silver. So you've got 3 right there worth the price because they sell their metallics in a different set as well. You've got rose gold, and this is comparing to the holographic pink. So there is a little bit of a difference. This one looks much more shiny than the holographic pink, although they are both beautiful. This is the chartreuse yellow. So there's no yellow in this other package. They had a gold in there. So you're gonna get the chartreuse yellow, which is kind of greeny to me, but this is the green from the old package that was just called green. So that's good to have another green. And then this one is fuchsia. And I'm just thinking, what is it close to? In the old package was rose red, but this one looks much shinier than the rose red one. They also had in the old package, is this purple? So this one is purple, it's not fuchsia, so this is more pink. And then this one is lilac. And they did not have anything like lilac in the other one, so that'll be pretty. And these two blues are gorgeous. So this one is called sky blue, and the old package has a light blue, so there is definite difference in color between them. You may not be able to tell in camera, but you definitely can tell. And then last but not least, they have aqua. Look at that gorgeous color. The only closest one they had to it was blue, but it's completely different. This is more greeny blue. So different set, totally different set. I mean, love it. Can't wait to use it. I do love the chrome powders, and maybe we'll use something today. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten all my colors out, but let me grab my final plan, all my colors, and we're gonna start. I'm going to start out using chameleon flakes. I'm going to save the chrome powders for something else because I wanted this kind of a color changing dinosaur for her. So I picked out the pink gold shift, and I'm realizing this is going to cover the eyes, but I'm going to have to clean out the eyes and UV resin them in after the fact. And these things go everywhere, so I shut off my ceiling fan just for that reason. Now the last time I did these little guys, there were lots of little spots that had, I'm not going to say, well, I guess they are problem spots because the resin didn't pick up in some of the little tiny toes. They didn't pick up the tips of these little ears. So now I know what to look for. After you do a mold, you kind of know what to look for after the fact. So I'm going to try to squish and squeeze the resin the best that I can when I put it in here. So we're gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna mix it up separately. I don't like to be rushed. That's why I do separate mixes. But this one's pretty much put black in it, debubble it, and pour it in. I'm gonna do my best to clean out the eyes the best that I can. Otherwise, I'm gonna ruin another set. I'm just not good at that. I just don't have a lot of practice. There's people out there that can get it every single time, but I'm not one of those people, and that's okay because I don't mind drawing them on. All right, I'm just gonna finish painting this. Oh, I did pick out my colors for the tray. I'm going to use 3 Dianca pours in the fall colors. I don't have the names right here, and I'm going to do that in the edges of the tray, and then we're going to let that cure. And then I'm going to fill the rest of the tray with my cinnamon sticks glitter, which is this one here. Isn't that gorgeous for fall? These are the colors. These are the 3 colors I'm going to use in the edge along with some clear. That way we might get a little bit of crackle. I'm hoping, maybe not, but at least we'll have some little marbling or something to do in those edges of that tray. And then, like I said, this is the first time I'm pouring it. We're going to learn our lessons, and then I'll know for the next time. So let me just get these all finished up, and then I'll mix up some resin.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage. Colors are loud like they're breaking the cage. Sparkles explode in a radiant haze, crafting a masterpiece that's gonna amaze. Glitz and glitter lighting up the night, painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my diamonds shine in the midnight air, gluing gems through my magic spell, turning the ordinary into something to tell.
While my resin is gonna finish mixing, I've already put the colors. I have 4 cups out, one's for clear. I put my colors of mica in here. I did this the other day and I absolutely loved this solution. I took 99% alcohol and put some in each cup, and I dissolved that mica powder, so there will be no more mica powder that is no longer mixed in anything that I'm going to do, because this dissolved it and it didn't affect the resin at all because it just floats to the top and dissipates in your resin anyway. So hopefully my resin will be done before this dries up. Just put enough in there, it'll dry, it'll like dissipate. And that's all I did the last time and it worked like a dream. So this is the Black Cherry Merlot, Sunbathe, and Thermal. So these are beautiful fall colors that should go really well with my cinnamon sticks glitter. And then I've got my black pigment paste out, of course, for the chameleon flakes. I did UV resin the eyes in. I used my bonding resin. You can see through the top. I'm gonna be very careful because I didn't put much in at all. So you can see through the eye and they look pretty good. So I'm really, really happy we can see through this one, because I could not see through that dragon one. It was driving me crazy. So hopefully that's good. That's good. These are all done. Let me check my resin here. I'm just gonna squeegee it off with my hands. I do clean this right away before I do anything. So I just take a paper towel and I wipe all that off. And then I'll go back through with my alcohol spray and clean the rest of it off. So I just I'll do it right over here since it doesn't matter if that gets on there or not. And then I'll just grab another paper towel, wipe off the rest of that resin with the alcohol, and that's it. It's ready for use on the next time. I do that with this one and my large one. So before I even mix resin up, that's what I'm doing. Let me grab a spatula. I'm gonna need that, and a large one. Scrape my sides and my bottom. I couldn't time, I think I'm close to the 4 or 5 minutes because of course my phone was recording without my clock on the screen. So I'm guessing, but I don't see any unmixed resin in here, so we should be good to go. I need to keep 7 back. I mixed up 11. I need 7 for this guy. I think it was 7. It says on here 6.9. Might even need more than 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm gonna do about an ounce of each color. I think I only needed 4 ounces for the exterior of that, both heart molds. Hopefully I was right. That's 8. We'll do a little bit more in there. Might have even needed 8. Oh, I'm still at 8. How am I still at 8? Because I barely poured any in. We'll do mostly clear to get some kind of a crackling effect. Okay, that's about 7.5. I'm just gonna put my black in here for the dragon. So for the pigment paste, you'd have to mix and mix and mix. There's no great solution that I know of like this trick with the mica powders. So you just have to mix forever. You don't want uncured pigment paste in your resin, that's for sure. And I'm really scared to be squishing and mushing that dinosaur, because because of his eyes. So I'm gonna be gentle, and I hope they don't fall out, but like I said, I could paint them on after the fact, even if I mess them up. So I don't wanna mess them up. I really like those eyes. They're gonna go great with the color. Okay, for these, all you do is finish mixing it in, and then all that alcohol is gonna go to the surface. It'll be gone before we even pour it. So there's no unmixed mica powder if you do it that way. And then let's do yellow and then orange. And I'm just gonna drizzle this in these edges. I really don't think I'm gonna do anything else. And hopefully we'll get all three colors. We may not, I don't know. And then the orange. So you don't have to go crazy stirring when you have your mica powders completely dissolved. I love that idea. So you can see on top, the alcohol is still working in there, which is fine, no problem at all. It'll be gone before we know it. So I'm gonna go to the vacuum chamber and get all the bubbles out.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky.
The eyes are still in there, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna start with this one, and like I said, try to pinch some problem spots without dislodging the eyes. Gosh, I really want this to work. And these were problem spots. The little horns. The ears, I don't know what they're called, but they look like ears to me. So far the eyes are still in there. I'm hoping that the black doesn't seep over the eye or under the eye if I didn't put enough of the glue in there. I can't be the only person that has problems with eyes, can I? Please tell me I'm not. Otherwise, I think I should have much more practice. I'm gonna go up in here. Gosh, I don't want to squeeze too much. His little nose. They're still in there. They're still in there. I think it's in his hands. The other part was these toes underneath the toenail. So you'll never be able to tell unless you turn them over. But underneath those toenails was an issue. So I'm gonna fill it. I could probably have even used more. And I'm gonna squeeze these little toes like crazy. Maybe even stick something in there. Because every single one of the 8 last time had a huge bubble underneath them. Let me find my little tool here. And I might be a little bit short. If I am, I probably have extra of the other colors, which will be okay. Because you won't see the color anyway through it, so. I scrape. And this was like, what did I say? 7.5 I used. And that should be good, 7.5. It says 6.9, but I always add an ounce, no matter what, to every mold that gives you an estimated amount of resin. Okay, that was perfect. 7.5 was absolutely perfect. Just pop those bubbles. And I'm gonna move him back. And he probably won't fall over, but I'm just gonna take a couple of jars just to make sure he doesn't fall over. So far the eyes are still in, so that's a good sign. For the hearts, let's see here. Got my colors. I'm gonna spritz it with alcohol, both of them, because I'm gonna pour them together. So I've got my clear. I'm just gonna go right around the edge with the clear on both of them while that alcohol is in there. There's really no spots to get stuck or anything, but let's do, I'm just gonna do lines, I think. Orange. Try to make them a matching set. We'll do red. Oh gosh, my hands, I don't want it to touch that dinosaur and knock it over. I'm just gonna stop when it hits the top of that. And then yellow. And then a clear. Now the last time I did the crackle in that bubble tray, I totally forgot that I needed an alcohol ink, and you guys reminded me of that. So thank you for that. And I don't have an alcohol ink today, so we're going to use the clear over this. So it may or may not crackle. I'm just hoping for something. And then let's do, what color? I like the red. I have a little more room. Just do a little bit of each color again. I still have her a little room. That one's getting full. This one has more room. Orange. Little more yellow. I love fall colors. And let's try to fit some in here, and then I'm going to go one more time with some clear. I have no expectations other than something cool, I hope. That one's pretty full. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and use up the leftovers or the rest of the clear for this one. This one can fit a little bit more, so maybe I will use some more of the color too. That is gone. Let's use some more red. I really like the red. This one has plenty more space. Orange. Whoops. Yellow. Yellow's just about gone. I'll just use it up in here. And then I will squeegee out my drips and things because I don't want that curing like that. Let me use some red. This one has room, still has a little room. I think I had 4 ounces to start with. I might be able to squeeze it all in to both of them actually. Let me put some more in here. I just don't want to go over that ledge because then I won't be able to stop it. I better stop while I'm ahead. I don't have a whole lot left, so we'll make something with that. So I'm just gonna grab my little squeegee here and fix all my drips. Whoops. That one's not working. I will grab a Q-tip. Like I said, I don't want it to come up over that edge. Get this off. I want my glitter to take center stage, not a mistake drip. All right. We should be good. I will pour this into something extra and see you guys on demolds. I got 8 ounces mixed. I'm gonna add a whole bunch of my cinnamon sticks, like a whole bunch. I don't want it to sink and have like a clear layer, so I will be adding the glue to suspend it in the resin, because this is a really chunky mix. It's got all kinds of cuts in there. Now I did mix it in a different cup. I transferred it over to this cup, remixed it, just because I know that I'm gonna need a couple of cups for the vacuum chamber. And I generally look at my stick to see how thick it is, and it looks pretty good. And when I say that, I always add another dash. And if you know me at all, I always second guess it and I add more glitter. No reason, just because I am who I am. That's even better. Okay, so there's 8 ounces in here, so I'm going to do 8 drops of glue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's it. It's gonna get nice and gluey and thick. And scrape it back into the sides. You don't want to ever mix glitter in a silicone cup. Ask me how I know. I'm sure you all have learned the hard way. You will never get that glitter off your sides when you're cleaning the cup. So I don't usually ever put glitter in a silicone mixing cup. Or even a silicone stir stick. This one is plastic. Okay, I'm just gonna split it again back to the original cup I mixed it in. This way the bubbles will have a chance to come out in the vacuum chamber. I don't think I needed 8 ounces, but you just never know. All right, let me get this debubbled and then we'll pour. All right, I'm going to spritz the top and pour it in. That's it. I see some rogue pieces of glitter here, but being that it's the same color, I don't think we're gonna notice. I will dome these. Well, this one, if I have enough to do both of them, I will. And this is just the regular epoxy. I was gonna use Fast Cure, but then I'm like, oh, Fast Cure and glue. I guess I probably could have used less glue, but I didn't, so I just used regular epoxy. And the same with this spatula and your glitter. If you have one that you use with glitter, then save one that you don't use with glitter, because you really are gonna have a hard time getting the glitter off your spatula. It is no fun. That is that cup. And now what do we got? A couple ounces left. Let's see what we use. I'm going to dome it the best I can, and it looks like it's going to let me take almost every bit. Well, isn't that exciting? Let me check from the side view. Oh yeah. those are domed. I did put some of the rest in this pendant mold, so I will put the rest in there too. Let's see, I don't have a whole lot. I actually have more clear resin than glitter in here, so I think I'm going to add more glitter just because I don't want a clear pendant. Or a half clear pendant, I should say. Just stir it up here. Should be better than it would have been. Let's see, which one do we want? I don't usually make big ones. I usually try to stick to the smaller ones, which I have enough to make several. I wonder, no, I don't have enough to make that little pumpkin I took out. Let's do, I try to pick the ones that I have flat bag bales that will fit, because they don't fit on all of these. Just drop more in there. These would make cute earrings though. I did make earrings out of these. A little in there. Whoops. That's that. So those will be earrings. And let's do a couple of these. These just go to restock my eBay freebies. A little too much. And I'm sure I could scrape out one more. Let's do that one. One more drip. All right, that's it. I don't even have much. Oh, actually, I could probably do one more while I'm scraping. Look at all that on my spatula. Let's do the one right next to it. Who would have thought? You just can't believe how much you have left in a cup until you scrape it. I probably have enough for this little tiny one. I'll be gluing flat bag bales on all night, but that's okay. There we go. Look at that. To the last drip. Now I'm just gonna put my heat mat back on. Maybe. I don't know. I might demold that Dinosaur and work on that while I wait for this to start curing. Let me just clean up my mess and see if that's ready to come out. She is ready to come out. And look at that. The eyes are still there. So if they're centered, we are golden. Let's see how the toes look. Please don't let there be any bubbles. Oh, no bubbles in that one. They're soft because they're so thin. The rest of it is pretty. No bubbles in those toes. Yes. Hopefully not on the tops. Nope. None on the tops. So that's the key. Use a little scribe or something. A dotting tool. Let's try to get this out gently without messing anything up. I don't know how well the horns are. If the toes are still soft, the horns very well could be too. It's not too bad of a mold as far as stretchiness goes. It's not too hard to unmold. I'm just being really careful. I'm not going fast. Do we have bubbles? I don't know. I'll just wait. Okay, hang on. You don't get to see her yet. Well, see these spots that have the chameleon powder? Those are all bubbles. So there are definitely some bubbles in her. Look at the eyes, you guys. They worked. So that's the key. I need to be able to see through the mold. Imagine that. So we have one bubble there. One there, which you can't even tell. One on the tip of the tail. The horns look great. The toes are great. That is amazing. I will sand this down on my sander. Oh, there are some bubbles here, but that's below. You cannot even tell. None on there. There's a couple on the edges. So, few of you asked to see how I fix bubbles, and I do it periodically on video, but not all the time because I've done it so many times. So let's fix the bubbles first. I'm gonna grab my UV light, and I use high viscosity UV resin just because it's much thicker. I just need a dab of it on my table here. Get yourself a scribe, a toothpick, something. This one needs cleaned. How's this one doing? That one, I'll just clean it. I just take a knife and I scrape the resin off the edge, or glue, or whatever it is that's on there. That's it. All right, so all I'm gonna do, let's start on the tail. Grab 1 drop of resin, add it to the tail, and cure. And then I'm just gonna keep building 1 drop at a time and curing in between until I built it back up to have a little bump on the bottom. And it doesn't take long to cure, just a second. And then this one will probably take 3 drops. Actually, that's pretty good, but I'm gonna do 1 more just to make sure. And I'm gonna get out some metallic markers, a few embellishments for her. She didn't care what color these were. She did have a few colors she wanted for the other projects, but the 2 dinosaurs she wasn't too concerned about, so I got to choose. So since I was in the fall mood, and dinosaurs are probably dark colored to blend in with their surroundings, that's why I chose this one. Plus the eyes kind of went with it. Okay, so the tail is good. You can always throw it under a big light for a few minutes if you're not sure. Okay, I'm gonna do these really quickly. One drop in each one since they're all together, and cure. Just make sure your light's not aiming down at the table where your UV resin's at. I'm so excited that the eyes worked. I wonder if I have to do the other dinosaur mold for her too. I wonder if that one fits eyes as well. I'm just gonna tip those, and this one needs a full drop. And when you paint, if you're gonna paint anything on them, like I generally paint the tips, although you cannot even really tell that that's clear. But if you do end up painting over it, you'll never know that they were filled in, because they do blend really, really good. So these are done. Where else did I have? Oh, look, I have a bubble on his backbone right there. And it just helps with your paint pen to look like there's no bubbles, because your paint pen will show that there's bubbles there. This one's going to need a couple to build it up. All right, there. Probably 1 more maybe. Oh no, that one looks good. Just look at it from the side and it'll look like the rest of your little, I think the one next to it has a really, really, really tiny bubble. I'm not sure. Sometimes your paint pen will fill them in with paint. See if I can get it in there. Oh, I did. That looks good. I think the other ear had some. I'm not gonna really mess with the bottom of them. I mean, I guess I could do that one. It's quite large, but the other one, nobody's ever going to know it's there. Except Elizabeth, now that she's watching it. But if you pick it up, well, I don't know, maybe I will. Because I kind of see it from the back. I need a little bit more resin on that one. This is basically all I do on the animals. I just build each one up and before I start embellishing everything. So I hope that answers all your questions on how I fix my bubbles on this particular kind of mold anyway. All right, I'm just gonna finish them up and then I'll grab some embellishments and we'll finish her together. I was messing around with some colors because I'm gonna paint the horns, the tips of her ears, the backbone, the toenails, and I came up with gold. I tried green, I tried red, just to make her more less than one color everywhere, you know what I mean? But then the metallic markers kind of weren't as nice as the actual original, so I decided to go with the chrome. And I just basically painted on. Sometimes I do 2 coats. It's just a case-by-case basis. I know you guys are normally watching me do this and fast forward because it takes me some time, but sometimes I'd like to show you what I'm actually doing. And you are more than welcome to fast forward because I know this can get very boring. I pulled out a little ice cream cone and I pulled out some eyelashes in different colors for a change. I have a couple of sets of colored lashes and I think either the orange or the pink, depending on how hard they are to go on. Neither one of the colored ones has any glue on the tips to help me out, so I have to glue them on my own, and one of those sets are heavier than the others. They're actually made out of cardboard, so I have to see if I can get them to hold up while they're drying. See, I just like to change a little bit of the actual animal, not the whole thing, and put some other color on it. And then this horn. Sorry guys, I'm concentrating. So I don't have to clean up. If I do have to clean up, I just use really pointy cleanup tools. Pointy cotton swabs of all different shapes and sizes. Micro brushes, things like that. There's that. That's cute. Let me see if I can get this in the nose. It's a chisel tip. Yeah, I mean, it's not like in your face color, but I like the colors on her. And I didn't really want to put like another color. I just wanted to enhance the gold that's in her. So I'm just going to do these tips, especially because I filled them in with UV resin. I did hold them under the bigger light for just literally 1 minute. I set it on the 2-minute mark and I didn't even wait that long because there was hardly any UV resin on there at all. That looks good. I'm just gonna go around all these tips, and while I'm doing this in non-fast forward, I want to remind you guys about the Christmas party. I know it's only August, but I'm just afraid they're gonna ask me for a final decision on the room, and if you guys wait to buy tickets, then I will end up choosing a smaller room not knowing that you're coming. So I don't want to rush you guys into something, but I also don't want to choose a smaller room and not have enough space for the people that do want to come, if that makes sense. So they haven't asked me quite yet as of the recording of this video, which is probably 7 to 10 days ahead of what you are watching now, because I am ahead on my videos. But as of the recording of this video, they have not called me for a final decision, and she said they weren't going to call me until somebody else wanted that room on the same day as I want it. So if you're thinking about coming and you haven't bought tickets, please let me know. I'll put my email on the screen. Just let me know by email, and I will save your email. And then if I do end up getting called for a decision, I will have her give me like 24 hours if possible. and get a hold of as many of you as I can to see if you guys ever made a decision before I go for the smaller room. But we're gonna have, I've got a DJ booked, I've got all kinds of things planned. It's gonna be super fun. I don't want to give too much away, but it's gonna be gorgeous, it's gonna be fun, and I hope you guys come. I mean, I didn't expect people to travel out of the Florida to come, but I have a lot of singles coming, which is cool. I'm so glad that you didn't rely on a partner to come with you. And I will probably seat you all singles together, and I will probably seat the couples together. And then obviously just for dinner, you can do whatever you want, but just for dinner, conversation and what have you. And then, yeah, we got all kinds of fun stuff planned. I really hope, if you are going to travel, thank you. I do have some coming from out of state, a few of them, which is amazing. So I hope you guys spend extra days in Florida, especially in December, because the weather is so much nicer here than it is in the rest of the country. So I hope you enjoy your time here. And maybe we can get to know you a little bit more. I almost want to put your name tags, if we do name tags. I almost want to know what your username is more than your real name. And don't take offense to that, but that's how I know you on YouTube. I know you by your username. So if you tell me your real name, I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't recognize that name. But if you tell me your username, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's you. So that would be kind of cool. Well, I'm going to do up underneath these too. So yeah, if you guys are thinking about it and haven't bought tickets yet, please, please, please fill me in with your details. You do not have to stay at a hotel if you live close. You could go home. But please, if you are by yourself, please don't let that deter you, because that is not a deterrent to stay away from something like this. I'm just going to do the tips of her fingernails, if I can, which is not easy. And then I'm going to do her backbone. Should I do the tummy too? I think I'm going to do the tummy, just so she's not all one color. Plus, I have some black on there that I see I did not get my chameleon flakes on. Okay, I am gonna speed you up for just a second. That's finally done. That took a while. I didn't want to hold you for like 30 minutes to do all that. So I did the back. I did up underneath her tail. I like to let it dry for quite a while. Her stomach, her horns. And now I'm going to do the eyelashes. And I had two kinds. I have these that are glittery, but these are made from cardboard, like I said, so they're much heavier. And then these are like really, really, really light. Both of them don't come with adhesive. I'm going to go with the pink today. This is my B7000 that I put in a bottle. And all I do where I want the lashes is put a little drip of glue if it's going to come out. This stuff is so gluey. Hang on a minute. Let me get a knife. Where's my knife? It must be clogging because it's not in the original bottle. Hopefully it'll come out. Or I need a pin. That's what happens when you have to take it out of the original bottle. Let's see. Come on. I know you want to come out. There it comes. I'm going to put it right here on the edge. And then take some tweezers and the eyelashes. I don't know if I'm going to use 1 or 2 sets. I'm trying not to touch the paint job that I just did. Oh my gosh, they're so fiddly. So I understand if you guys don't like working with them because they're not fun. There's 1 set. Let's see what a second set looks like. I might need a little more glue. Where is it? These are just like little tiny pieces. They're not a full eyelash, which works good on these kind of characters. Oh my gosh. They are very fiddly. Without trying to touch paint, just get it in the glue and then just leave it to dry. But make sure you have them exactly where you want them. There you go. I think 2 is good. Now let's get this one on. Like I said yesterday, this glue is like super glue. It is not easy to get off of anything, not even your hands. Come on. Get in the glue. There's 1 set. And 2 sets. Oops, sideways. Hopefully I can get them. That's better. Can you see? Then the trick to getting them not to fall backwards while they're drying is fun. Well, that one got tangled up. So I need to start these over again. Okay, not gonna use that. So that's what I'm gonna do off camera because it's very difficult and I know this is taking a while. And then I'm just gonna use my E6000 and glue on this little ice cream cone right in her hands. So I will be back when these are ready to unmold. These are ready to come out of their mold, but here is the little dragon. What do you think? The eyelashes dried pretty good. The little ice cream cone in her hand. The gold is all dry, so she is ready to go. I trimmed the bottom on the grinder so it's not sharp. Here are the little pendants I took out and put the bails on. They are still in the process of drying, which this one just got moved. A lot of these are very thin. If you guys know of a different solution, I mean, I guess I could drill through the top and do a eye screw if I had to, but look at these marbling. I can't believe how beautiful the marbling came out on a pendant. All I did was dump the red into the orange and dumped them in here. That's it. These 2 I made earrings, so those are drying with the earring backs. and then pendants for the rest. But see how tapered that comes? You could just barely kind of see the little back on the flat back bail on some of them, not all of them, like these really, really thin ones. So if you have a solution of something I do not know, please let me know in the comments, and I will get that. Every time I move it, it's not quite dry yet. Okay, you ready to see these? They're probably both about the same. I mean, the edge might be a little different. That came out cute. We got a little bit of crackle in there. Not a whole lot, which is okay, but we got the colors. So, well, I lost a lot of the yellow. So we got orange and red, but you know what? It's okay, because look at the glitter in there. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if I want to put anything inside or if I'm going to just leave it as it is. I mean, you could put words in there. I can cut something with my Cricut. Huh. Not too bad. I don't love this one, but it's not bad. I'm glad it goes with the... Oh, look at that. I have overage I didn't know I had. Let me trim that real quick. I did wipe it a couple times, and I had to prop this one up. Apparently, I needed to prop it up a little bit more, because I did wipe it before I propped it up. It was leaking over the edge. I'll just take a nail file and soften that a little bit, but these edges are perfect. All I need is just a little nail file on a couple little spots. That's it. I don't have to do this whole entire thing. It got domed great. There's just a couple little nicks, and that's all that it took to get it off. This little spot right here should be done. Well, I don't want to use that side. This side is a little finer. Not too bad. There's a little spot here that went over too. Must have been, well, it is the clear. There's no glitter in it, which is probably why I didn't see it, because I was checking. That looks great. So this will be a set of 2 heart trinket trays that are stunningly gorgeous. Even if I did put something on the Cricut, I don't know what color I would do. Let me just trim this up. Just barely. I haven't poured that well in a while. Done. How easy was that? Well, this little spot right here. Barely. And then just soften it up. There we go. So, well, I think I'm gonna leave them because I don't know what somebody would want to say on these. So I think I'm just gonna leave them. And if you're crafty and you purchase them, you can put a little saying on them yourself, and then you just fill it up with a little bit of clear resin if you want to seal it in, or use permanent vinyl. But other than that, I think they came out pretty decent. I like the little one better than the big one, just because I could see that line of red right here. But, I should have used an alcohol ink and a mica powder. That's what I think I should have done. But I wanted those colors, so not bad all in all. Pretty successful day. All right, guys, I'm going to get you some pictures. Thanks for joining me today, and we will continue on this journey of orders along with some other molds tomorrow. All right, guys, have a blessed day. I'll see you then. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. a radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story her colors tell. Faith and love in every part, Jesus guides her shining heart. Sparkly streams, her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace, in her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story colors tell. Faith and love in every part, Jesus guides her shining heart.